I wanted to share the story of my relationship with my friend Jason and how I've been affected by it. If you're a four-year sixth former, you'll remember Jason. He was a member of the class of 2022, he was a prefect, he spent all 4 years at Millbrook, and he was a dorm leader in Harris his sixth form year. Because of this, I got to work with him as a third former and then again as a sixth former. If you don't know Jason, he was a very opinionated person and was never afraid to speak his mind, which means people either loved or hated him. I was in the camp that was a fan of him. We had a good relationship. He was willing to talk to me about things that were meaningful and important to him, confide in me, and seek me out for advice. I knew we had a meaningful relationship. I could feel it in our interactions. He also wasn't shy about making it known. What I didn't know, though, was how much of an impact I had on Jason. Before he left Millbrook, he gave a chapel talk. In his speech, he described 2 conversations that he and I had that changed his outlook and boosted his confidence. Both of these conversations happened when he was a third former, and it surprised me to hear him talk about how meaningful they were almost 4 years later. I left the chapel talk that night not just feeling proud of Jason for his talk, but also with an overwhelming sense of validation. In 2017, Mrs. Pearson and I decided to embed ourselves within this community because we wanted to feel like we were making a difference. And Jason's chapel talk was confirmation that the work I do and the time I spend with students was making that difference. What I felt was an excitement and an affirmation that is familiar to everyone in this room. It's the recognition of your hard work and dedication. It's like making the clutch free throw because you did 1,000 reps in practice. It's nailing the performance because you were up late running lines with your roommate. It's the A that you got on your report card. After a certain point as an adult, you stop getting report cards, but you have your own internal grading system. After Jason's talk, I felt like I got an A. That was my one effort grade. And you know what it did for me? It made me want to try harder. It made me want to get more involved. I wanted to build more of those lasting relationships with a wider group of students, be there when I was needed, and be more vulnerable. I'm sure all of the adults in the room can think of a time where they believe they made a lasting impact with a student. Maybe it's an advisee who knows they have a safe space, or the player that needs the pat on the back after a tough loss, or when a student comes to you for advice when they already know the answer, but they just need to hear you tell them. These are the moments that keep us all working hard because we know what's on the other side. We get to share in the joy of our students getting into their top colleges or scoring the game-winning run or simply seeing the personal growth that comes with maturity and experience. That is why we all work here. We don't choose to work at Millbrook to get rich or for the free food. We make the choice to be here, and we pour our hearts into making this community the best that it can be. Our faculty is filled with talented people, working artists, scientists, mathematicians, counselors, people that have worked on Wall Street and been in boardrooms. And yet, this is where we all choose to work because of the intrinsic value that we find from helping you all be the best versions of yourselves. Despite what some of you think, adults here are not out to get you. Your high school years can be messy, mistakes will be made, and we understand that. We've been there, and we are all rooting for you. I could write a book about all the wild things that I've seen and heard while living in the freshman boys' dorm for 7 years. Humorous, yes, but not some of your finest moments. I also often get asked in the dorm something along the lines of, do faculty get together and gossip about the student body? The answer is yes, but not about the embarrassing things that you all fear that we talk about. We love to boast about your achievements. We talk about you with the same affection and pride that we do our own children. Now, we all know it's not always easy to live where you work or where you go to school. Things get hard, we all get busy, we get caught up in the daily grind of our jobs or our classes. We can find ourselves going through the motions to get to the end of the week or the next open weekend or long weekend, and we can lose focus on what it is we're trying to accomplish. But then these magical moments creep back in, and we're reminded why we are here and how good we can all be when we are working together and when we are there for each other. These are the interactions that make our community so strong. I can think of a few instances over the years where I know I've made a difference. Sometimes I hear about it after the fact like I did with Jason. Other times I can feel it in the moment, like watching someone have an unforgettable senior year after needing a little encouragement to return to Millbrook, or being someone's or being by someone's side when they have to make a call home with some tough news, or getting a tearful call at 1 a.m. because you realize the college you chose is just not the right fit. I will never forget the look on class of 2021 Will Weiskopf's face as he excitedly saw me on the quad and said, "Mr. Pearson, I got into college. Can you believe it?" As a freshman, I didn't think I was going to make it. Did you? Ultimately, though, nothing beats the feeling of being told that the time that you've spent developing a relationship is something that will not be forgotten. So don't be afraid to tell someone when they make an impact. It makes us all better. It makes us all work harder. It makes this community stronger and everyone more invested. I hear Mr. Wedding tell students every year, make sure you take the time to say thank you to the people that you find important before you walk across the graduation stage. I say, take that one step further. Don't just say thank you. Share with them how they helped you grow or how they made an impact on you. This doesn't just have to be with your teachers. Tell your friends, tell your teammates, tell your parents. So many people have been invested in your success and growth. They've been by your side through the triumphs and the tears, and they've helped you get to this moment. And this isn't just a recommendation for those of us that will leave us soon. Acknowledge when you feel lifted up or changed or compelled to be a better version of you. It doesn't have to be as public as Jason's chapel talk. Do it over a coffee or write it in a note. We can all use a little inspiration to work harder and an occasional reminder that we are making a difference, just like Jason's words did for me. To me, the beauty about buying in and making sure I get that one effort grade is that I don't just get to watch you grow up while you're a student at Millbrook. The relationships I build last forever. I've been here long enough now that I've gotten to see former advisees win conference championships in college hockey. I've gotten to see former dorm leaders play professional soccer in Yankee Stadium, and each summer I get to enjoy lobster with a special friend in the Hamptons and reminisce about Millbrook tea from the COVID years. Jason and I keep in regular touch, and it's always fulfilling to get updates on his current successes. It makes my heart full every time we get a chance to catch up. It reminds me that Millbrook is a special place, and so are the relationships that are created here. So nurture them, be a little more vulnerable, and don't be afraid to show your appreciation. You and this entire community will only be better for it. Thank you.